Yo, we actually got new Fluffal support in 2018. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check it out in action, boys. This is the new card, Fluffal Angel, and it's actually pretty good. And now we can actually have a full Pendulum summon via the Frightfur and Fluffal support. Because if you guys didn't know, we didn't get this card, but there's another card, the Edge Imp Cotton Eater, and he's actually another Pendulum card. I didn't even know it existed, but now we can finally go for Pendulum summons in the Fluffal and Frightful archetype. So this is Edge Imp Cotton Eater, and we'll go over its effect in a second, because I want to just go over the Fluffal Angel, because this is the new card. It's actually pretty decent. So its Pendulum effect is you can target any Fluffal or Edge Imp monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And then you can't special summon monsters from your extra deck except for fusion monsters this turn. You can only use its effect of it once per turn, which is actually a pretty good effect. And then as another effect that it has the effect where you can tribute it as a monster effect to tribute this card, then target a Frightfur fusion monster in your graveyard, discard a card, and if you do, special summon that monster. So basically, let's go into perhaps one of the fusions that you went for that maybe wasn't so successful. But at least now, guys, we have a Pendulum scale of 8. The stats on it are 600, 1200, which is pretty mediocre. I'll give you guys a deck profile in a second, but I just kind of want to talk about it for a second, because I didn't even know this card existed. I was like, what? When did this card come out? And I realized we never got it, which is strange because this was like last year. Like, are we just never gonna... You guys remember how long it took for us to get like some of the good Fluffal support? Like, it just took way too long. By the time it came out, like, the deck was pretty much irrelevant. I mean, it still kind of is in 2018. But what's cool is, I remember a lot of people playing Fluffals, but then when the new Link mechanic came out, people were like, I can't play this deck, I can't get out my multiple monsters. Well, it's a little bit easier to do now, just because, as you guys have saw from the replay. And I'll give you guys, again, the deck profile in 1 second. But, the thing is that you can just bring back your monsters from other zones, so therefore you can obviously go for the monsters that are not in not required to be in those extra monster zones, or you don't have to have it linked up, which is kind of cool. But I was thinking, like, oh, does that mean we're going to get a link monster for Fluffals? We could still get one, but I want to say, is it possible to have a hybrid? You know how we have like the Synchro Pendulums? Can we get a Fluffal that is a link fusion? I don't know. This could be a hint, boys, because like that's all Fluffals do, right? They only want to go for fusions, and with this card you can only go for fusions. I don't know, it would be kind of cool just to see a Fluffal Link fusion, like a hybrid. Anyways, that's Fluffal Angel's effect. Now, Edge Imp Cotton Eater actually has 2 different effects. The first effect is that all fusion monsters gain 300 attack. Then once per turn, if a Frightfur fusion monster is summoned to your field, you can draw 1 card. Unfortunately, it doesn't like stack because it's only like once, so if it could be, it'd be a lot better. But it has another monster effect. When this card is special summoned, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each Frightfur monster in your graveyard. You can only use this effect about once per turn. But anyways, for those of you guys that do want to check out the deck profile, let's go ahead and check it out. I haven't seen Fluffals in a long time. I remember I'd see it like once a day. I would see like a random Fluffal deck, but now I just haven't seen it, and it's probably due to the whole link mechanic. But again, this card definitely helps out being able to just get out whatever you want, whether it's a fusion monster. You do have to go -1 for that, but it's fine in the deck. Or you have that other Pendulum effect of being able not only to Pendulum summon and get out a bunch of cards at once, but also being able to get out like specifically whatever Edge Imp monster or any Fluffal monster, which is actually really good. Now, I'm not a Fluffal like expert myself. I've seen it, like I said, once in a while. I've played the deck a few times, but if any of you guys are better like Fluffal deck builders, please comment below what we should add and maybe take out in this deck. One card that I can recommend is Dark Designator. Oh wait, not Dark Designator. Okay, it's another Designator. Designator from the Grave is the card we want. But it lets you target a monster in your opponent's graveyard and banish it, and then it negates all the effects. So basically a lot of the stuff that you would discard. It really helps out for the deck to kind of let you get your plays through other people using other hand traps. That's why it's such a popular card in the OCG right now. But anyways, now that that's out of the way, this is the card I would recommend you guys to play, because shoutouts courtesy of Ed. He showed us off like an OTK utilizing both of the Pendulum cards, but I would say this deck is still generally an OTK deck. Definitely not a deck where you're going to be able to stun your opponent too well. I know that Sheep has the ability to kind of be like, oh wait, it cannot be, if it battles, your opponent can't activate anything, and then also if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you get an effect. and it comes back and it's also stronger. But for the most part, I would say Fluffals is definitely an OTK-oriented archetype, unless, of course, they get some other support in the future. But this is random. It's just out of nowhere, like one random Fluffal card. Again, I feel like we should get some more support. But anyways, let's just go through the deck profile really quick. For any of you guys that do build Fluffals, let me know what you take in and out, just because I haven't covered Fluffals in a while. And in fact, I think this is the first time we're actually looking at Fluffals since Master Rule 4. So anyways, we're running 1 Edge Imp Cotton Eater, 3 copies of Fluffal Dog, 2 copies of Penguin, 3 copies of Edge Imp Chain, 3 copies of Fluffal Bear, 2 copies of Edge Imp Sabers. Then we have Fluffal Owl, 2 copies of Fluffal Angel, the new card, 2 copies of Fluffal Sheep, 3 copies of Fluffal Wings, 3 copies of Fright for Fusion, 1 Fusion Recovery, triple regular polymerization, 3 copies of Fright for Patchwork, 1 copy of 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods, 2 copies of Twin Twister, 1 Fright for Factory, and 3 copies of Toy Vendor. For the extra deck, we got 1 Fright for Daredevil, 2 copies of Sabretooth, 2 copies of Kraken, 1 copy of Fright for Wolf, 2 copies of Fright for Tiger, 1 Frightful Sheep, 1 number 38, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Castell, 1 Decode Talker, and 2 copies of Mrs. Radiant. Like I said, this card, I just recommend it because the deck is definitely oriented around OTKing your opponent. There's, at the moment, not really, to my knowledge, a way to build like a stun Fluffal deck, because again, like, what do you stun with? What's that, something that's like active during your opponent's turn? For the most part, yeah, it's definitely oriented, if this attacks, it can attack, like, what is it? You can target a monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, and it can't attack directly. But you can just attack over another monster. And then I can make a second attack, and like this card over here lets you get out, like, when this card is future summon, you get another one. The deck is all about OTKing. There's really limited things to making other options in the deck. But anyways, you guys can let me know your thoughts on the new Fluffal Angel. Does this make the deck better for any of you guys to play Fluffals? I think, yes, it definitely is a great, great card. But at the end of the day, you're still playing Fluffals. But you know, shout out to you Fluffal players. I haven't seen you guys. Where you at? I have not seen this deck in so long. In fact, I don't think I've even seen it once this year on any of the dueling applications that I've seen. But anyways, you guys let me know your thoughts on it down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid, and shout out to you again ahead for sending in the gameplay. But if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're always doing and showcasing off all the new Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, regardless if it's going to be meta or not. But who knows? Maybe one day the Fluffals will rise and take over. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I am signing out.